Hey there. Welcome to your personalized deep dive. We're tackling The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy today.
Okay.
You mentioned feeling stuck and
Right.
wanting to unlock your full potential.
Yeah.
So we're on a mission to see how Dr. Murphy's principles can help you break free and achieve those goals.
Okay.
Think of this as a blend of personal growth and fascinating psychology, all designed to empower you.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating about Dr. Murphy's approach is that he doesn't present the subconscious as some mystical or esoteric concept.
Okay.
He combines spirituality with scientific principles,
Right.
drawing parallels to chemistry, physics,
Oh.
and even the placebo effect to explain how our subconscious minds operate.
Okay, so let's unpack this idea of the subconscious.
Sure.
Dr. Murphy compares it to a blueprint for our lives.
Right.
You wouldn't build a house with that one, right?
Yeah.
He argues that our thoughts and beliefs are literally building our reality, shaping everything from our health and wealth to our relationships and problem-solving abilities.
What's really intriguing is that Dr. Murphy argues the subconscious doesn't judge our thoughts or beliefs.
Okay.
It accepts whatever the conscious mind believes to be true
Right.
and then sets out to manifest it in our reality.
So you're saying our thoughts actually build our reality?
Yes.
That's both empowering and a bit scary.
Yeah.
What if I'm stuck in negative thought patterns?
That's where understanding the laws of the subconscious comes in.
Okay.
Dr. Murphy highlights the power of suggestion, both autosuggestion, what we tell ourselves,
Right.
and heterosuggestion, what others tell us.
Uh,
He says our subconscious is constantly absorbing suggestions,
okay.
both positive and negative.
Wow.
It doesn't discriminate.
That makes sense. It's like we're unconsciously programming our subconscious minds, just like we program a computer.
Right.
And if we're bombarded with negative messages, whether from ourselves or others,
Yeah.
our subconscious might just accept them as true.
Right.
It's like that old saying, as a man thinketh, so is he.
Precisely. Dr. Murphy argues that what we hold in our subconscious minds, what we believe to be true about ourselves in the world,
Right.
has a profound impact on our experiences.
Okay.
He illustrates this with some compelling real-life examples in his book.
Right, like the story of Caruso, the famous opera singer.
Yes.
He used to suffer from terrible stage fright.
Right.
You know, that feeling of your heart pounding, palms sweating,
Yeah.
and your mind going blank just when you need it most.
It's a fascinating story.
Yeah.
That demonstrates the power of recognizing and redirecting our subconscious thoughts.
Okay.
Caruso was about to go on stage, but he was so overcome with fear
Oh, no.
that he felt physically paralyzed.
Wow.
He was convinced he couldn't sing.
And then get this, he starts yelling about a little me,
Yeah.
trying to strangle the big me inside of him.
While it might sound strange,
Yeah.
what's significant is that Caruso intuitively understood the power of his own mind.
Okay.
By acknowledging this inner struggle, he was able to tap into his subconscious and change his mental state, allowing him to perform despite his fear.
So he basically reprogrammed his subconscious in that moment of panic.
Yes.
That's incredible. It reminds me of that other story in the book, the woman who willed her honeymoon.
Right.
She desperately wanted to find a husband
Uh-huh.
and go on a dream honeymoon in Europe.
Ah, yes. She used the power of visualization, creating vivid mental images of her ideal partner and their dream honeymoon.
Okay.
She focused on these images regularly with deep feeling and conviction,
Right.
almost as if it were already happening.
And within weeks, she meets a man,
Yeah.
they fall in love, and boom, they're honeymooning in Europe. It's like something out of a movie.
Right.
But what about when things don't work out the way we want?
Yeah.
Dr. Murphy doesn't shy away from those stories either, does he?
Absolutely.
Okay.
He provides a balanced perspective, highlighting that this power can be constructive or destructive depending on how we use it.
Right.
He shares examples of people who unintentionally manifested negative experiences
Wow.
due to their own fear-based thinking.
Like the businessman who went bankrupt.
Yes, that's a good example.
That story really stuck with me.
Right.
Here's a successful businessman,
Uh-huh.
but he was constantly worried about going bankrupt.
Yeah.
He imagined empty shelves,
Yeah.
unpaid bills, even convinced his wife it was inevitable.
And sadly, that's exactly what happened.
Oh, no.
It's a cautionary tale about the power of negative visualization.
Right.
His story underscores the importance of choosing our thoughts carefully,
Yeah.
because our subconscious doesn't distinguish between what we want and what we fear.
Right.
If we dwell on negative thoughts and give them power, we might unwittingly invite them into our lives.
That's a real wake-up call.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how important it is to be mindful of what we're focusing on.
Right.
But then there are stories like the steelworker who earned $15,000 just by taking a nap,
Yeah.
which sounds much more like my speed.
That's right.
Yeah.
This story perfectly illustrates how our subconscious can work on solutions even when our conscious mind is at rest. The steelworker, Ray Hammerstrom, was tasked with fixing a faulty switch in a brand new bar mill,
Right.
a complex engineering problem that had everyone stumped.
And this guy cracks it in his sleep.
Yes.
What was it Dr. Murphy called it? The $15,000 nap?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
He had been consciously focusing on the problem, trying different designs, but nothing worked.
Right.
Then, as he was drifting off to sleep,
Oh,
he
yeah.
started thinking about the switch again.
Right.
While he slept, his subconscious went to work
Wow.
and presented him with the perfect solution in a dream.
No way.
He woke up, sketched out the design,
Wow.
and it worked flawlessly, earning him a $15,000 bonus.
Wait, he solved it in his sleep. I need that superpower.
It is pretty amazing.
That story really highlights the incredible potential of our subconscious minds.
Right.
It's almost like having a secret genius working behind the scenes.
No.
But how do we tap into that power more consistently?
Dr. Murphy emphasizes that this power is available to all of us. It's about learning to harness it effectively.
Right.
He delves into various techniques for doing just that, drawing inspiration from both scientific principles and spiritual insights.
And that's what makes his approach so interesting.
Right.
It's not just about positive thinking or wishful thinking.
Right.
He uses a really interesting example.
What's that?
He actually compares the subconscious to a chemical reaction,
Okay.
suggesting that just as there are laws governing the physical world, there are laws governing our subconscious minds.
Okay.
He even points to the placebo effect as evidence, explaining how a belief in a treatment, even a fake one, can trigger real physiological changes.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
That's incredibly fascinating. So it's about understanding these laws
Right.
and learning to work with them to create the reality we desire.
Exactly. Exactly. And one of the most important laws Dr. Murphy highlights is the law of belief,
Okay.
which states that whatever we impress upon our subconscious mind with feeling and conviction
Right.
will be manifested in our lives.
So it's not enough to just think positive thoughts.
Right.
We have to truly believe them. We have to feel them in our bones.
Precisely. And that's where the practical techniques come in.
Okay.
Dr. Murphy offers a whole toolkit designed to do just that.
Right.
We've talked about visualization.
Yeah.
But he also stresses the importance of autosuggestion
Ah.
and the power of gratitude.
Okay, so let's break those down.
Sure.
Starting with autosuggestion.
Okay.
I think a lot of us are guilty of negative self-talk without even realizing it.
Right.
What exactly is autosuggestion, and how can we use it to our advantage?
Autosuggestion is essentially the practice of consciously feeding your subconscious mind with positive, empowering thoughts and beliefs.
Okay.
It's about replacing those negative, limiting thoughts,
Right.
the ones that say, I can't do this or I'm not good enough,
Yeah.
with affirmations that support your goals and desires.
So instead of saying, I'm terrible at public speaking,
Right.
I should be saying, I am a confident and engaging speaker, even if I don't entirely believe it at first.
Exactly. By repeating affirmations like that, especially when your mind is in a relaxed and receptive state,
Right.
you're essentially reprogramming your subconscious mind.
Wow.
You're creating new neural pathways,
Okay.
new patterns of thinking that can lead to real changes in your behavior and experiences.
It's like replacing that faulty blueprint with a new, improved one.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Murphy also talks about the importance of gratitude,
Yes.
which I find really interesting. It's not just about focusing on what we want, but also appreciating what we already have.
Absolutely. Dr. Murphy describes gratitude as a powerful state of mind that can shift our entire perspective.
Okay.
It helps us move from a mindset of lack to one of abundance.
Right.
He even offers a specific technique called the Thank You, Father technique,
Okay.
which I found incredibly helpful in my own life.
Tell me more about that. Because who couldn't use a little more gratitude in their lives, right?
It's incredibly simple but profound. Dr. Murphy suggests that throughout the day, no matter what you're doing,
Right.
pause for a moment and silently say, Thank you, Father.
Okay.
You can say it for anything, your health, your family, a beautiful sunset,
Wow.
a delicious meal, even a challenge that's helping you grow.
It's about cultivating an attitude of appreciation, right? Recognizing all the good that's already present in our lives,
Exactly.
even when things are tough.
And by doing so,
Yeah.
we're not only shifting our mental state to one of positivity and abundance,
Right.
but we're also sending a powerful message to our subconscious mind,
Okay.
reinforcing the belief that we are blessed and deserving of good things.
I love that. It's a great reminder to focus on what we're grateful for instead of dwelling on what we lack.
Right.
But what about those things from our past that still hold us back?
Yeah.
I'm talking about guilt, resentment, maybe even anger towards ourselves or others.
That's where forgiveness comes in.
Ah.
Dr. Murphy emphasizes the importance of forgiveness,
Right.
not just for others,
Right.
but also, and perhaps more importantly, for ourselves.
Okay.
He argues that unforgiveness is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies.
Wow.
It creates a state of inner turmoil
Right.
that can significantly impact our health, happiness,
Yeah.
and even our ability to manifest our desires.
It's like carrying around a heavy bag of rocks everywhere you go.
Exactly.
You're weighed down by all that negativity.
He tells a powerful story about a man who was suffering physically because of the guilt and self-condemnation he carried for something he had done in the past.
Oh, wow.
But when he finally learned to forgive himself,
Right.
it was like a weight lifted.
Wow.
His health even started to improve dramatically.
Wow, that's a powerful reminder that sometimes the person we need to forgive most is ourselves.
Right.
But forgiveness can be so hard,
Yeah.
especially when we've been hurt or wronged by someone else.
Sure.
How do we even begin to forgive when we still feel angry or resentful?
Dr. Murphy suggests that forgiveness isn't about condoning someone else's actions or pretending that what they did was okay.
Right.
It's about recognizing that everyone is on their own journey,
Okay.
making the best choices they can
Right.
with the awareness and understanding they have at the time.
Yeah.
It's about choosing to release the anger and resentment that are hurting us more than anyone else.
So it's about making a conscious choice to free ourselves from the past.
Yes.
It's about recognizing that holding on to anger only hurts us in the end.
Precisely.
Wow.
Dr. Murphy suggests we view those who have wronged us,
Right.
those who we find difficult to forgive,
Yeah.
as mental hunchbacks.
Mental hunchbacks. That's a
Right.
powerful image.
He's essentially saying that just as we wouldn't judge or condemn someone for having a physical deformity,
Right.
we shouldn't judge or condemn someone for having a mental or emotional one.
Yeah.
They are operating from a place of pain or distortion,
Right.
and their behavior is often a reflection of their own inner struggles.
So instead of getting angry or resentful, we should try to approach them with compassion and understanding.
Exactly.
Okay.
He emphasizes that the key to harmonious human relationships is to practice empathy.
Right.
Try to see things from their perspective, even if you don't agree with their actions.
Okay.
It's about choosing compassion over judgment.
This forgiveness piece really resonates with me.
Yeah.
I've been holding on to some resentment towards a family member for something that happened a while back,
Right.
and I can see how it's impacting my relationship with them and my own peace of mind.
Sure.
What are some practical steps to apply this forgiveness idea?
Dr. Murphy suggests a few powerful techniques.
Good.
One is to simply repeat the affirmation, I forgive you,
Right.
to the person you're holding resentment towards.
Okay.
You don't have to say it to their face.
Right.
You can do it silently in your own mind.
So even if I don't feel ready to forgive them entirely,
Yeah.
just repeating that phrase can help shift my energy and start to release some of that negativity.
Exactly. It's about planting those seeds of forgiveness in your subconscious mind, even if you don't see the fruits of those seeds right away.
That's really helpful.
Yeah.
And I love that he also addresses aging in such a positive light.
Right.
He completely challenges the conventional wisdom that getting older means declining.
Yes.
I know you're quite a bit older than me, and you seem to be thriving.
Well, thank you. And yes, Dr. Murphy offers a very different perspective on aging, one that I find incredibly empowering.
Yeah.
He talks about aging as a process of growth and expansion, not decline. It's a time for continued learning, contribution,
Right.
and even adventure.
He has a very positive outlook, doesn't he?
He does.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
It reminds us that it's never too late to learn, to grow, to contribute, to live a full and meaningful life.
Right.
What are some examples he gives about this idea?
He shares some amazing stories, like the Roman patriot who decided to learn Greek at the age of 80.
Wow, really?
And then there's the famous contralto singer who actually reached the peak of her career after becoming a grandmother.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
It shows you really can achieve amazing things at any age.
Right.
It makes you wonder what we're capable of if we just shift our perspective
Yeah.
and embrace the possibilities instead of focusing on limitations.
Precisely. Dr. Murphy suggests our minds don't have to age.
Right.
In fact, they can become even sharper and more insightful with time and experience.
Okay.
He encourages people to stay curious,
Right.
keep learning new things,
Yeah.
and challenge themselves mentally and intellectually.
So instead of dreading those senior discounts,
Yeah,
we should be excited about all the wisdom and experience we're gaining.
exactly.
But what about those times when we feel stuck? Like no matter how much we try to change our thinking,
Yeah.
we can't seem to break free from old patterns.
That's where understanding the subconscious really comes in handy.
Yeah.
Dr. Murphy emphasizes that our subconscious minds are like fertile ground.
Right.
Whatever seeds we plant there,
Yeah.
whether positive or negative, will eventually bear fruit. If we've been planting seeds of fear, doubt, and limitation for years,
Yeah.
it's going to take some time and consistent effort to cultivate a new garden, so to speak.
So it's not about beating ourselves up for having negative thoughts,
Right.
but more about gently and consistently replacing them with more positive and empowering ones.
Exactly.
It's like weeding out the old thought patterns and planting new seeds of possibility.
Exactly. He also talks about the importance of recognizing and releasing any subconscious blocks that might be holding us back.
Okay.
Those limiting beliefs,
Right.
fears,
Yeah.
and past experiences that we may not even be aware of.
And how do we do that?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it feels like those blocks are buried so deep, we don't even know they're there, let alone how to get rid of them.
Dr. Murphy suggests that one of the most effective ways to uncover and release those subconscious blocks is through honest self-reflection.
Okay.
He encourages us to take the time to really examine our beliefs, our feels, and our past experiences,
Right.
and ask ourselves some tough questions.
Like-
what limiting beliefs are holding me back?
Okay.
What fears are preventing me from moving forward?
Right.
What past hurts or traumas might be influencing my current thoughts and behaviors?
So it's like doing some deep inner work,
Yeah.
becoming aware of the things that are operating beneath the surface of our conscious minds.
Exactly.
It's about bringing those hidden beliefs and patterns into the light of awareness.
Right.
So we can start to transform them.
Exactly. Once we bring those subconscious blocks to the surface, we can start to release them.
Okay.
Dr. Murphy suggests techniques we've already discussed,
Right.
like visualization, affirmation,
Right.
and prayer, to replace those negative patterns with more positive and empowering ones.
It's like we're rewiring our brains.
Yeah,
Creating new neural pathways that support our growth and well-being.
exactly.
That brings us back to that idea of the subconscious mind as a blueprint.
Right.
We have the power to redraw those lines, to create a new vision for ourselves and our lives.
You got it. Dr. Murphy emphasizes that the power to change our lives ultimately lies within us.
Right.
It's about recognizing the incredible power of our subconscious minds
Yeah.
and learning to use it consciously and intentionally.
Okay.
He reminds us we are not victims of circumstance,
Right.
but rather creators of our own experiences.
That's such an empowering message.
It is.
It reminds us that we're not stuck with the stories we tell ourselves or the limitations we've placed upon ourselves.
Right.
We have the power to choose a different story,
Yeah.
to create a new reality that's more aligned with our deepest desires and aspirations.
Precisely. And one of the key messages Dr. Murphy conveys is that this power is available to everyone.
Right.
It's not some mystical ability reserved for a select few.
Yeah.
It's a natural human capacity that we all possess waiting to be unlocked.
This has been an amazing deep dive.
It has.
Dr. Murphy's book offers so much to unpack.
It does.
But if there's one key takeaway you want our listener to remember, what would it be?
I would say the most important thing to remember is that your subconscious mind is a powerful force constantly shaping your reality.
Okay.
You have the ability to consciously choose the thoughts and beliefs you feed it,
Right.
and in doing so, influence the experiences you attract into your life.
Wow.
You are not just a passive recipient of life, but an active participant, a co-creator with the universe.
That's such a powerful reminder. It's like Dr. Murphy is handing us the keys to our own potential.
He is.
And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought to ponder.
Okay.
Dr. Murphy suggests our subconscious never truly forgets, holding memories from our entire existence.
Right.
If that's true, what untapped potential might be hidden within your own subconscious, just waiting to be unlocked? What's one memory you could tap into to unlock your unique potential? Until next time, keep diving deep.